I might know how to do this one. What is on top? Cubes, isn't it? So anybody remember the difference of two cubes? A cubed minus B cubed. What's the formula? Some of you would have revised it in exercise 1.1. Yes? Can you find that in the tables? No. Now, any idea what I'm going to change the top part into? What can I change 8x cubed into? 2x, 2b cubed. What's 2x multiplied by 2x multiplied by another 2x? Right. What do you think the next part is? 2b cubed. Now, I'm going to slot them in here. Instead of a, I have, instead of a, 2x instead of b. Okay. What's 2x to be squared? 4x squared. And what's 2x multiplied by 3x? Or 3y? xy. What's b squared? 2y squared is? Anybody? What? Awesome. I've successfully done the top part. Any idea what to do with the bottom part? What can I take out? Huh? You can take out 2a, can't I? And what's left over? Yep. Anything cancel? 2x minus 3y. And your answer is going to be 4x squared plus 6xy plus 9y squared all over 2a. Is that alright, you guys? That's your answer. You can't do much else. That's a simplified. Cool with that? Alright. I advise you to practice that tonight or later on. It's going to be up on video later, okay? I advise you to practice it again on your own. Press play, see if you get a similar answer. Suppose I could make up one for you guys to practice later on. Here, I'll make up one for you. You can practice 27a cubed minus 8b squared, b cubed. Actually, sorry, not 8. I'll give you something better. 125b cubed all over. So I'll do plus this time. And all over 3a plus 5b. Just practice that later on yourself. And if you get that right, you'll be good to go. I can always do it tomorrow for you anyway, alright? Now, let's keep going. Could anybody tell me what is the answer for root 64a squared? Or, even better, root 15. What could I break root 15 up into? I could say it's root 3 by root 5, can't I? Would you have any suggestion how to break up root 64a squared? I could break it up as root 64 and root a squared. And what will I get here? 8a. Next one. What do you think happens here? It's root 32 and root a squared. And what's root 32? Root 32 is 4 root 2. Is that right? So what's the answer? 4 root 2a. Now, if I was to turn these into letters for argument's sake, I'm just doing a bit of junior cert revision. A bit about the mean, alright? So what do you think here? How do you get the mean, lads? What is the mean? The average. Add them all up and you get 30a, what's that then? 60a and 85a divided by what? 4 is... I just want to make sure you remember this stuff from junior certs. 21.25? Okay with that? Alright. Now, next thing, what's the median? Median, lads? Add the two of them up and divide by 2. Why is there not a middle 1? Why is there a middle 2? If there's an even number, it's the middle 2. If it's an odd number, it's a middle 1. So add them up together and divide by 2, and what you get? 45a divided by 2 is, everybody, 22.5a. Alright, you'll need to remember how to do that. Okay? So, yeah, let's move on. Now, read this question. What do these words mean? What does coefficient of x mean? Yeah. Yeah, so if I gave you an answer like this, alright, what's the coefficient of x cubed in this one? 2. What's the coefficient of x squared? Coefficient of x? 7. The number that comes in front of the variable. Everybody cool with that? Now, that's nothing to do with the question we're doing here. My advice is to multiply this out with this question. The coefficient of x cubed should equal the coefficient of x. They should be equal to each other, so let's find out if that's the case. Multiply it out, what do you get? Next one, 2p x squared, yeah. Next one after that? Yeah. After that? After that? After that? 6x cubed, yeah? No bother. Now, what are we trying to be figuring out here? Oh, there's another x. Didn't think that was going to happen. Where's the 6x come from? Ah, well, you're going to find this interesting, all right? So what did we say has to equal each other? The coefficient of x cubed has to equal the coefficient of x. So do you know what this means? 6 has to equal p plus 6. In that case, what's the value of p? Yep, that's the way it went. That's the way it goes. Okay with that? All right. Now, lastly, our good old-fashioned completing the square. Everybody remembers to do that? Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to complete the square first. Then I'm going to find out the minimum. And then we'll do other stuff after. Right, so let's do what we normally do. What do we normally do? Oh, what does ABC element Q mean? It means they're either fractions or regular numbers, nothing irrational. Okay? So what do I take out of the first part? Well, you take out 3 and what's left over? X squared, yeah. Minus 10 over 3. Ouch. Not a nice one, is it? Not a nice one at all. Let's keep going. What do we do then? Huh? Alright, so we have to half it. So what's half of 10 over 3? Or 5 over 3? Whichever one you want. You just do 10 over 3 divided by 2. Okay. We're going to square this out. What happens when we square it out? We have 3 times x squared. Double 5 over 3 and you get x. Yeah, that's no bother. And then square it. So for those of you that are a bit confused, we're multiplying x minus 5 over 3 by x minus 5 over 3. And then the last part will be 25 over 9. No bother. Now, 25 over 9. Now, multiply this out and what do we get then? 3x squared, we wanted that, didn't we? What's 3 times 10 over 3? Minus 10x. We also wanted that. 3 times 25 over 9? It's actually 25 over 3. You can use your calculator. Now the big issue is we wanted 3. We did not want 25 over 3. Which one's bigger? 25 divided by 3 is a large number. It's 8.3. So I need to reduce that back down to 3. So I'll take away 3. And now it's 5 and 1/3, which is 16 over 3. So if I take away 16 over 3, what will happen? It will correct it back to its original number. So what's my answer going to be? Times. Yeah. Got that? Now, if I was to draw this graph on, if I was to put into my calculator the table function, all right, and I was to draw this graph, mode, table mode, and I was to draw everything here, and you probably have to time to draw it in the test. You might have enough time to draw it just to figure out what's going on, and then I can start from -10, go as far as +10, and go a step of 1, and you can get all these numbers here. Now, where is the minimum point, do you reckon? It's hard to tell, but it seems to be somewhere in between 1 and 2. How do I know that? C minus 4 and ever C minus 4 and then -5. I think it's somewhere in there. What number is in between? What number is in between 1 and 2? If I chose x equals, anybody? What am I going to choose x equal to? 5 over 3. What happens if x equals 5 over 3? It minimizes how negative it is. Or sorry, it gives you the most negative point. It gives you the lowest point on the graph. Why? Because if I use any other x value, what will happen? There'll be a positive number and it will higher it up on the graph. So what's your minimum point? It's going to be 5 over 3. Then what's the y value? If all that turns to 0, what's the y value? And -16 over 3 is roughly 5 points. -5.3. Now I'm going to draw this graph for you just to show you what happens. That's part 3. This is part 4. All right. Now, okay. So the graph I gave you was what's the name of the graph? Y equals 3x squared plus 10x. Thank you. Take away. Or was it +3 or take +3? Was it? Oh, it was -10, lads. All right. What you know is about our lowest point? It's 1 and 2/3, and what else? -5 and a third. It's the point we thought it was. Does this graph have 2 real roots? What do I mean by real roots? Huh? Yeah, does it have 2 real roots? How do you know it has 2 real roots? You drew a graph and hit the x-axis twice. Without drawing the graph, how would you prove it has 2 real roots? The full section we did on this. I remember the full section we did on this. Chaddy, go on, tell me. You do b squared minus 4ac. If it equals 0, it means it's real, but only hits the axis once. Okay, cool with that? If it's greater than 0, what does that mean? It hits it twice. Everybody cool with that? If it's less than 0, what does that mean? It doesn't hit it at all, and there's no real roots. You cool with that? Alright. Now, let's keep going. Does f of x have 2 real roots? Well, what's our a value? 3. Our b value? And our c value? 3. A is 3, b is -10, and c is 3. B squared minus 4ac equals 0. So then what do we get? Minus 10 squared minus 4 times another 3. What's 100 take away 24? Is, and wait a minute, I didn't want that. Also I had to say 76 is bigger than, so hence it has real roots. Okay with that? Now, how would you solve that equation? Most of you might use the minus b formula, or you might use the reference number. Is that okay with you guys? Handy enough, isn't it? So just for argument's sake, what I'm just going to do is 3x in the first bracket, x in the second bracket, a minus 3 here, a minus 1 here. And you get your two roots where it crosses the axis. Where does it cross the axis? At x equals 3. And the other answer would be x equals a third. So when you draw this graph, it crosses at 3 and 1/3. Which is, there's 1/3 and there's 3. Exactly how you need it. Alright guys, that's all I'm going to give you. You're back on your own now.